Hi, this is Alexis from the Kiteboarder Magazine. I'm here with Jason Slezak. How you doing, sir?
Amazing. How are you?
Great. Now, we're here in Hood River, and we're talking about 2018 products. And one of the things that you guys were at the forefront were the foils. And modular, wing change, all the dynamic stuff that makes us go in light wind and have a lot of fun.
That is true. I mean, we can't say that we brought foiling back, for its resurgence, because there was a lot of custom carbon stuff out there on the market. But what we did, and what we're really proud of at Liquid Force, is we made it what we feel is just more accessible and more affordable for more people, right?
Yep. And not as intimidating as people might think.
We wanted to share the fun with everybody. You know, we all tried it. Myself, Gary Siskar, Brandon Scheid, Julian Fillion, Greg Tecco, Necco, we all kind of got that foil bug, and we thought, how can we make this more attainable for more people, right? So we set out to make our initial foil fish a few years back, aluminum extruded mast, aluminum extruded fuselage, very wide, stable, easy to ride wings, because we wanted to basically share that sensation and feeling that we had with as many people as we could. And in that process, we've now sort of moved forward in the process in bringing a bit more performance, a bit more of that sort of free ride, expressive design, and something that we wanted to sort of add to that sort of foil fish, which has turned into our rocket foil, which still has that same low aspect wing that I know you love. We were just talking about it earlier.
Yep.
I know you're out there riding it in the waves, and you're out there foiling in, like you said, that light wind component of kiteboarding, as well as still having that for people to learn on and to start on, but then provide people with sort of that next step, which became our happy foil, medium aspect wings, increased top speed, increased maneuverability. And then from there, we wanted to evolve it even further, and that brings us to the setup that we're going to talk about here today, which is our thruster setup. So what we have here is our new thruster wing setup. So the thruster 57, which is 57 centimeters from wingtip to wingtip, combined with a beautiful tail wing of a similar shape. You notice on this it's a bit flatter than some of our other foils. We worked with a great kind of gorge legend, Matt Wheeler, who was making custom wings in his garage or his workshop, which has an amazing CNC machine for our setup. We partnered with him to come up with this design, which put a little bit of his design characteristics and a little bit of our shape and sort of parameters that we were working with to come up with the Thruster 57. So we have these in two constructions. What I have here is the glass construction. You can see on the bottom here it's a little bit dinged up. We were shooting some foiling and testing the durability of this. Contacted the bottom a little bit here so you can see some marks and dings, but unlike a carbon wing, the glass wing has a little bit more durability. So again, those beginner stages, if you're somewhere with a rocky shoreline, if you know you might contact the bottom, which, let's be realistic, we're all not professional racer foilers that are babying our gear.
Well, even those guys, they crash.
They crash, maybe somebody gives them another one, but in being realistic, we know we need the wings to hold up a little bit. So these wings are fiberglass construction. They are a little bit heavier than a carbon version, but they're extremely durable. They integrate really well into this new fuselage design we have, which we're calling our HD fuselage for hydrodynamic. So you can see the wings actually recess into the fuselage here. That was one nice advancement that we learned. Our first sort of straight tube fuselage, great, amazing, but it still had some gaps in some of the wings and areas for cavitation, so not quite perfect. Where this one, we just wanted to kind of perfect that water flow a little bit more. So it has an extension off the front, which we find, breaks that surface tension within the water. So when you're pushing through, that's the first sort of breaking the force that it's going through. But it also doubles and actually comes in contact with something before the wing. So it saves your gear a little bit if you do happen to run into something. And then that recession within the fuselage just creates a great contact, as in the wings are very tight, mounted really well, and the water flow is increased and amazing on this one.
Now, is this shimmable or wedgeable or?
So with the Happy foil, which is sort of what you're referring to, that has our multiple rear wing shims of a 1.5 degree, 2.0, and 2.5 degree, that gave it a performance characteristic. Matt's design and this thruster design is optimized at one specific sort of angle. So no, it's not. It does have a shim that fits into the recession of the fuselage so that our other wings can then be used with this as well. So your low aspects that you like to ride work with this fuselage. The medium aspect Happies also work with our new HD fuselage. And then these thruster wings were built around and optimized for the new HD fuselage as well.
Now, we talked about this fiberglass technology. Let's talk about the other technology.
All right. So we also have here in my pocket, we have the thruster carbon version. Okay, so this is a molded carbon version of the same wing. And we purposely have them sort of off the fuselage here so you can see it a little bit better. Same exact shape, nothing's changed, much, much lighter. You know, and a little bit more rigid or stiff, just because that's a characteristic the carbon has over fiberglass. That's sort of why a lot of the foils are made that way. Again, not quite as durable if you were to maybe run it into the ground, but hopefully once you're wanting the performance benefit of the carbon, you're kind of a little bit beyond those earlier stages, or not getting maybe as radical in the rocky shoreline. But we have the thruster wing here in carbon. It again has the same sort of characteristics. So something that'll be hard to see is we have what Matt likes to call his reflex along the back here, which is a little bit of a flip in the trailing edge, as well as he's done a beautiful job of bringing the stall point of the wing from the wingtip. Like if you're familiar on your low aspects, if the wingtip breaks the water surface, you lose all lift. So one unique thing about his wings and these foils is the stall point's moved into the center. I've literally seen Brandon Scheid carve like snowboard style turns with a third or more of his wing out of the water. Stays on foil, keeps planing because that stall point's moved into the center. So not that everybody's going to be Brandon Scheid, not that everybody's going to be carving with their wings out of the water, but at some point you're going to have a depression in the chop or a depression in the sort of surface texture of the water, have your wing break free. Before, a lot of our wings would lose lift. These keep on keeping on, which is really, really nice, good for progression, nice for really pushing your personal limits of what you can do. And again, it works really well with our matched tail wing here. And, you know, this is also what we're really proud of in this is we've hit about the same low speed planing of the low aspect wing that you're familiar with from our original foil fish and our rocket foil. But it also matches almost identical to the top end speed of the Happy, meaning that you can go and foil comfortably almost as slow as the low aspect, but when you really want to turn on the juice and really turn it up, you can go as fast as our medium aspect set.
Looks like I got to get it one.
I think you're going to really, really dig
I
this.
can't wait to try one.
Also, combined with that speed, which is, you know, straight line speed is one thing in foiling, but I think personally one of my favorite parts about foiling is turning, right?
Oh, absolutely.
It's like turning in bottomless powder. It's like riding an endless wave with no wave. You can basically make any boring flat day your own personal skate park all day long, right? These things are extremely maneuverable. So carving connected turns, carving upwind tacks, toe side tack 360s, whatever it is that you want to do, these things will do it really, really well, while also allowing you to foil at that slower speed and push your limits on the top end. So that's sort of the gist around our carbon and glass thruster setup. Mount that with the HD fuselage, or if you have one of our older original straight fuselages, either in the carbon or alloy setup, there is a shim kit that will come with the wings that is available for you to mount it to that. So it's cross-compatible, still with our existing foils that are out there in the market, because that's been something really important to us, is to have all our components work so that you're not sort of left out in the cold. If you have invested your time and money into one of our foils, you now can upgrade your wings similar to, say, how an FCS fin system would work. You know, you want to get new fins for your board, you want to upgrade to that carbon setup, we have that. We have the glass version if you want something a little bit more durable and a little bit more price conscious. but all of them will take your foil riding to the next level with the liquid force thruster.
Well, thanks so much for all the more technical information on all these foils, the mast, the fuselage, the wings. They can go to the website, right?
Right, liquidforcekites.com. Go to our foil page, get all the info on all of our boards, wings, masts, fuselages, all the tech that you want. You can even reach out on there if you have questions that aren't answered, and check them out, get them on the water, and give them a go.
Well, thanks so much.